Hello everyone, this is Impulse and welcome back to the Moonlight Server. And I'm just doing a little bit of grinding here on my XP farm. And let me show you, I've made some changes to it since last episode. And you can see there's kind of this lava tube now. And what I'm doing there is basically with the witches, when we hit them back, they'll live and they start going up that lava chute. All the other mobs will die from the lava, but the witches will actually start drinking the fire resistance potion. So they're able to stay alive through it, and they make it to the top, and they fall down, and then I basically have like a witch separator. So down here you can see I've got quite a collection here. How many we got in here? Looks like I've got about 13 in there. So I got all these witches separated. Now I could do lots of different things. I could turn them into a little brewery thing with, kind of like Doc M77 did in his, what was he doing that in, on the Minecraft server? Yeah. And for me right now, I just kill them by hand, and I'll get some good stuff out of it. No big deal here. I got a nice sword. Pretty cheap to repair stuff now, so I don't mind as much anymore. And then, see, got all these good drops. Even got some instant health potion, which is nice. So yeah. I also put in some hoppers, finally, to catch the spiders here. So as they're falling, you can see I still got to complete the tube. So I need a little more iron to get this done. But I used a lot here on the hoppers just to make sure that it would catch all the strings. These guys are so loud. And so these are all just basically being filtered into this chest. Ooh, this is filling up quite nicely here. See, I'm getting some string, and I'm also getting some of the drops from another function of this deal, and that's just kind of the AFK mode. So not non-XP, just pretty much loot collection. Flip this lever here, and some of those guys that were just standing there probably live that fall, but that's no problem here. Oh yeah, there we go. So take care of that right there, and then the rest from now on will just fall all the way down and die on that hopper, and then just gets their loot stored in here. And then you just heard a spider fall right there. So yeah, got a couple different modes now, and eventually we'll be doing something with these witches as well. So, and you can see, look at my XP level. I got 67 levels. That's because I was standing in here just letting these eggs shoot, and kind of like I showed you last video. I did do some different things with the way the chickens are being taken care of. So I had last video left off with some lava right here, and what was happening is some of the XP was actually getting caught in that lava, and I'd lose it. So what I did was I put a little trapdoor in that I open, and when chickens are hatched, they'll try to kind of come to me, or maybe somebody told me that they're actually trying to get back to their mothers, which are up in here. So they try to run this way, and they don't really see the trapdoor as an opening, and they fall down there. And I was hoping that I could get them kind of trapped beneath that lava on that half slab down there. But then they kind of fight the current and they end up killing themselves. So that didn't quite work out. So I'll probably be messing with that a little more. One other small issue I have is that even though I'm standing way back here with the door closed and I'm shooting eggs at them, sometimes their loot, when they fall and die, will actually come spraying out at me, and I'll pick it up instead of the egg. So I kind of have to pre-stock myself with a couple of drops like the rotten flesh and the gunpowder and things like that, bones, so that if one does fly my way, it doesn't fill up my empty spot that I'm catching eggs in. So it's not 100% perfect yet, but this is something that I'll just keep kind of chipping away at until I find a happy medium with all the features I want and kind of bug free, I guess. And you can see it's still got a pretty good rate on the mob spawning, and that's because right now I'm on by myself. When there's other players on and there's mobs around them, yeah, the rates go down considerably. But that's how servers work. So there's a witch up in there now. Let's see if we can demonstrate this here. So we'll get her. Whoop! Hear that creeper? Got a little close to the creeper. So I punched her up, and that would happen if I hit her with an egg, and then she'll take the chute here. And I don't really, let's see if she keeps going. I don't really need it to be so high. I just didn't want to have to go down as far when I'm eventually going to just drop them to their death as another mode. So I didn't want it to go too far away from me, because there'd be the possibility of them despawning, as they drop. So for now, I just drop them down here, and then I can come and kill them by hand, which is it's not the most graceful solution, but it works for me. I'm getting their drops. Let's take a look at what I've collected so far. I'm trying to get some item frames to label all these, but I have bones, and you can see I've now filled that up completely, and gunpowder, and I've actually emptied this chest. I think I had about this much, and Graphoniac was collecting some gunpowder, so I made her a deal, and she gave me 2 stacks of steak. There's one, and I've been working on this stack for basically like, I don't know, 327, I guess, gunpowder, stacks of gunpowder. I needed the food, she needed the gunpowder. Obviously, I have an easy way to get it, so yeah. Normally that would be a pretty bad deal, but I could afford it. So you can see I got, eggs collecting here. It's just kind of, if they make their way into the system, I pull them out and save them. And because I am hitting these guys with eggs, I'm getting rare drops as well. So I'm getting all these fancy bows, and there's all the arrows, and I'm getting all this armor as well, which is nice. And all this rotten flesh, which hopefully I'll find a villager that wants to trade for it. I don't know if they still have that in the game or not on the latest snapshots, but I did see a villager that would trade emeralds for rotten flesh, so I'm keeping that. And then there's that string that I'm going to need to manage my vines and stuff on Pandora. So also, not all this redstone came from witches, so some of it's from me mining, and I just wanted to kind of keep it all together. But I have probably gotten a stack and a half or so of redstone from witch drops. And you can see here's the glowstone, dust, sticks. So I've been just manually organizing it. It's been kind of a pain. But obviously, you guys know me. I'll want to automate that in the future. And there's some potions. Look, I've been getting some nice ones. Even killed one while they were still drinking their fire resistance. So that was kind of cool. But mainly instant health. When I'm, killing them with my sword, they'll start to drink instant health, and then I get the drop. And yeah, so you can see I did a couple other things here. Built it out a little bit. I brought my enchantment setup over, and I had to get geared up because we fought the Wither the other night. Graphoniac, actually, in a live stream, she supplied the 3 Wither skulls, and we went off and killed the Wither on her live stream. I think it was me, Graphoniac, Tango, and Zedif. And so we took care of a Wither, and I think they left the beacon. They set up a beacon. It's not a full pyramid, but it's in the Mesa biome, last I checked, so that we could collect hardened clay a little faster. So anyway, that was fun, but I had to get good gear for that. So you can see I have full diamond armor now. It's all kind of enchanted, protection 3, aqua affinity. Yeah, I don't know if I'll use that. Decent chest plate, blast protection 4, thorns 2, unbreaking 3 though, and fire protection on my pants. And I was hoping to get some feather falling, but I ended up getting protection 3, unbreaking 3 on my boots. So not terrible armor, but not the best either. And then I have my sharpness 4 sword, which is just okay. I'd like to have some other stuff on there. And maybe we'll enchant one now since I got a lot of XP, and I'll probably die soon and lose it all anyway. I do have a nice bow though. Power 5, unbreaking 3, flame 1, infinity. And I got some nice picks as well. So I got my silk touch with efficiency 5, unbreaking 3, and I also have a fortune 3. So I kind of just use the silk touch now for my branch mining, and then I come back and we'll use the fortune 3 on all the ores that I get. Well, anyway, I got to put that away. Yeah, so you can see I'm not quite fully organized here. Kind of a mess, but that's okay. Been spending a lot of time in this mob farm, and you can see why. I mean, it's just, I can't help it. With these kind of rates, it's incredible. So anyway, today we're going to have a pretty big project, or at least start a pretty big project. Oh, I did say I was going to enchant, so I'm telling you about the project. I'll do that. Ooh, yeah, another sword I got. So the voting, the results are in, and it was another one where you guys were pretty vocal, which is awesome. The comments were great, pretty high number. I actually forgot to check, but it surpassed even the last video, which I was ecstatic about. So again, thank you so much for voting and staying interactive with me. I love it. And anyway, the results are pretty, not unanimous, but it was, again, kind of a lopsided victory. And what the results came in as was the restaurant. The restaurant. I just told you what I'm going to do. It was a community build in the community center. So the restaurant is what it's going to be. I decided I'm going to build a restaurant in the community center, and I want to supply our server members with food and drink. So obviously that isn't a quick project. That's going to be, oh, by the way, what do we get? Sharpness 3, fire aspect 2. Telling you guys, I'm so excited about the restaurant. I can't even think about what I'm doing. So anyway, yeah, the restaurant's going to be basically all the different food that's in Minecraft. So it's going to basically be made up of different farms feeding a supply to the restaurant. And, you know, you'll have your, you know, carrots and potatoes and melons and everything you can eat, as well as all the meats, the steak, the chicken. What do we got? Steak, chicken. We got pork. And am I missing anything? No, we won't serve rotten flesh. And then also for the drinks, I want to do potions. So basically, the idea is you'll be able to walk into the restaurant, and it's going to be more of like a fast food establishment, I guess, instead of a restaurant. And I'm going to come over here, get away from the noise. So basically, you will walk in and have a selector panel, and I'm going to use the new item frame stuff where you can actually like flip the item around, and it will kind of choose, you know, you can choose what you want based off of what direction the item is. So as you kind of walk up to it, you know, if you flip it that way, it's going to be steak. That way it'll be pork. That will be, you know, what am I missing? Chicken. And then, you know, maybe carrots, potatoes kind of thing. And we got to get in the latest snapshot before, obviously, because you can tell this one's not there yet. It has 8 different directions. And then each one around it will tell you what you're going to order. And then you deposit however much it costs. That will all be decided later. And it will kind of run off and get it for you and bring it back. So, for instance, you could pay a diamond and get a stack of beef maybe. But in order to supply it with the food, we're going to have to build a whole bunch of farms. And probably a lot of that will be built in the spawn chunks, you know, so that they are kind of running at all times type of thing. You know, the ones that are able to do that. And then other ones might just be close to the restaurant, maybe in the basement or out back. And I'm not going to build all these farms myself because that would be pretty unfair to the rest of the server members who may have some ideas for designs of farms and things of that nature. So I'm going to get some help from the server members to kind of build up the restaurant along the way, at least build up what's supplying the restaurant. And, you know, and then we'll do that together as part of a community project. So anyway, I'm going to get over to the area that I want to build the restaurant and just take a look around and see if I can mark out an area for it. And then I need to start thinking about what it's going to look like and what materials it's going to take to build it. So I will meet you over there. All right, so I flattened out a little area where I can build this thing, and you can see it's right next to Lucky Levers and the Citadel. So we're in the community area of the server, and that's where I'm going to put it. So I grabbed a couple supplies and just enough to get at least the entrance of this thing created. So I'm going to go ahead and start building it up, and I'll be right back with you. All right, so I just about have it done, but before I finished, Tango let me know that the Lucky Levers lights have turned on, which means it's ready for a spin. So I think I'll meet up with him and see how it goes. All right, I got my diamond. This thing's ready to rock, huh?
Let's do it. Gonna donate another one to the cause.
No way, I'm winning tonight.
We'll see about that.
All right, let's see. Put this in here. Light will turn on. There we go.
What was your last guess?
I think it was, oh, I forget. On, off, maybe?
I think that's it, yeah.
Okay. This time I'm gonna go, should I just, I'm thinking about just flipping it and going off, on.
There you go.
So then I know I took out those 2 options. Okay.
All right.
She's ready. Here we go. Oh, no way! No way! Yes! I win! Winner, chicken dinner!
Bravo!
Yes! Oh, this is, oh yeah, rain and diamonds.
Someone finally won.
Rain and diamonds. I got 19. Oh, make that 21.
Right. Yep, should have been at 19. Congrats, man.
Thanks.
That is awesome. All right.
Sweet. I'm loving this thing.
Beautiful.
You got me hooked now.
Good, good.
Nice, man.
That is great. Nice job.
Thank you. Oh yeah, made out like a bandit on that one. All right, well I got this thing all finished up and there we go. This is at least the entrance of it's done. I still need to do the back a little bit. I was gonna wait until all the redstone and stuff was in before I encased it, just in case I go bigger than I think with the redstone. But anyway, I think this is looking pretty good. I tried to use some of the new blocks that are in the new snapshots and stuff, and we got this is polished andesite, I believe, and this is just regular diorite. Hopefully I got those right. And you can see I got my little logo here, just make sure people know who built this thing. And then, oh, this is pretty cool too. I'll probably lose this, but let's see here. You can see I have this little 3-block drop, and then just got carpet on top of the signs, and that will like trick the mobs into not coming inside because they don't really see that carpet and they just think there's a drop here. So that should keep creepers from coming in at night. Spiders still make their way in, but I just want to make sure that somebody's not in here trying to get food and all of a sudden a creeper sneaks up behind them and blows them up. And I didn't really want to put a door on it either. I kind of like the open look. So yeah, anyway, take you on a little tour here. So basically you walk in, I got some half slabs on the floor, and then here's kind of the idea is you'll have on the left side, it's going to be either food or potions basically, and I'll have to pick which one I want to do. But I'll just say food on the left for now. You can see these item frames have this little what is the particle effect? I don't know why. I think it's just a bug with we're on currently 14W05B now. And so I don't think that's intended. But so you're going to have to use your imagination because what's going to happen in the long run here is basically all the different foods will be up here. So steak, pork, chicken, carrots, potatoes, so on and so forth. And then what you do is you basically spin the arrow, point to what you want, and then when you know what you want, you put your money in the chest, and we'll have instructions on how much everything costs. And then you push the button, and it will take your money and then bring back the food, whatever you picked. So that's going to be how it works. Of course, there's still a ton of redstone to figure out behind the scenes to make that all happen. But yeah, as far as the design, I think that's pretty good. Nims is a bit sick right now, but he's using Minecraft to get better. I think it's therapeutic. Anyway, so you guys can see this is something I need your help on. I need your help. I've been trying to think of a good name for this restaurant, this bar and grill, if you will. And I couldn't come up with a good one yet. So how about you guys help me out and come up with a name for me? If you got an idea on what we should call this restaurant, throw it down in the comments, and I'll read through all the comments, and I'll end up finding one I like, I hope, if you guys hook me up with some good ones, and that's what we'll do. We'll name it that, and we'll put it on, a sign or something somewhere. So anyway, yeah, so you can see there's 2 of them. This would be the side for potions, so you can pick separately and spin it around. So I'm spinning this arrow around. You guys probably don't, you may not know, but one of the new features in 1.8 is that these item frames here, when you spin this guy, actually has different power settings behind the scenes. So let me just bust through this wall here, and I'll show you. So here, I'm going back here. You see this comparator here, and what it's going to do is, depending on which way the arrow is facing, it's going to send out a signal of a certain strength. And then we got this set up here, which I got from Generic B, invented this thing. And it's basically like a selector. So what I'm going to do is, right now it's basically being overridden by the button. So you won't know which one's selected because you don't want it to go off until you actually hit the button. So right now, hit the button, and we'll see if we can catch it. And yeah, there you saw that first torch go on. So I'm just going to get rid of this so it's easier to demonstrate. And you can see right now the selector panel's on number 1, slot 1. And you can see here that would be that one. So if I change this to slot 2, 3, 4, then it should be the 4th torch. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So basically I'm going to use this to trigger what food gets delivered back to this chest here, or what potion. And so obviously there's going to have to be a whole bunch of sorting systems and chests and that kind of thing to store all those items. And then eventually we're going to have to find a way to retrieve all these items from maybe remote farms and maybe local farms as well. I think when it comes to the farms that are going to be supplying the food and the potions, I'm going to contract some of that work out to some of the other server members. So basically have them, maybe give me bids on the job or something, how much money it would cost me for them to build me a farm, and then link it up to the restaurant. So anyway, yeah, this is pretty cool. The way the item frames work now is selectors, and I got 8 different things we can choose from over here and 8 over there. So I think that's gonna be plenty for our needs. At least, it's basically you got a menu with 8 food items and 8 drinks, potions, and yeah, it should end up being pretty cool. So as soon as we get the redstone all hooked up, we'll cover this whole backside and make it kind of a full deal, encase all that redstone so it's not ugly. But anyway, yeah, that's it. So we got our work cut out for us, and hopefully I get some of the other server members in on the process as well, and we can all prosper from this restaurant business. So that's going to do it for me today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. I know it wasn't a lot of building on camera or anything like that, but I did enjoy kind of building this up and creating it, and I just wanted to show it off to you guys. So again, please make sure you give me some ideas for a restaurant name, because like I said, I can't think of a good one. I need your help, and I'd really appreciate it. And with that said, I will see you again next time. Have a good one, everybody.